Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the very, very last night of League Play. That's right, it's Thursday night. That means only one thing, and that is the best Rocket League, the best esports there is in the whole of Switzerland. I'm Digital Bacon, joined tonight by Jar Jam, and boy howdy, Jammy Poos, do we have a good night Rocket League ahead of us. Jam, buddy, you're
Ooh,
muted. There.
it's very important. It's very. I was
He's
doing,
too excited. That's the problem.
excited.
Guy.
Doing
Too
a little bit of
excited.
inner monologue over here. I was just going over my thoughts, just saying to me, damn, am I excited to be here? Because despite this being the final week of the league play, every single series means something. Even if for some of the teams that haven't made it or already have qualified themselves for the finals, this is still a battle for seeding. Either a seeding in the finals that will be happening live at LAN in Zurich in 3 weeks' time, or for the teams that will be relegated and playing in a relegation tournament. That also there's still plenty to be played for, and it's a fantastic event too, for sure.
And just let's quickly talk about that before we get in, because we have been banging on about for the last couple of weeks how important the seeding is, and that is purely because going into next Sunday, the 6 teams that made it through the Challenger Cups fight against each other in a round robin stage. It's going to be live here on TCS, of course, and the top 4 from that goes on through and has a one best of 5 match against the teams that are coming out of this league play. The bottom 4 from league play has to go up and have a sort of show match essentially to stay alive in this. So 5th from league play, let's say at the moment, just looking at the standings, that currently is Silent Gaming. They'd be going up against the lowest ranked team, the team that comes out 4th in that little Challenger Cup round robin tournament. So seeding is so important because essentially that's Silent Gaming going up against the weakest opponents they could go against. You know, and that is still up for grabs here. If I'm just looking at this leaderboard today here, Jam, Silent Gaming and Whiffmasters have only got 1 game in it between them, but sorry, 1 series, but 2 games separating them. So it's a loss for Silent Gaming, but a win for Whiffmasters means Whiffmasters can take 5th away from Silent Gaming. Same can be said about Monks and E-LVETS there at the bottom, and guess what? That's the first game coming up here. So these 2 lads are fighting for a more favorable match because they could have some strong opponents. We've seen Pinch Coladas bench players come on through. And I can tell you, don't get me wrong, Monks and E-LVETS have grown throughout this league play. But these lads playing in Challenger Cups would have been practicing in their own time, wouldn't they, Jam?
Yeah, this is the only right way to approach it. If you want to be playing with the best of the best in Switzerland, you need to be grinding all the week through. Take the day off, just grind Rocket League, nothing but Rocket League. Monks and E-LVETS will try to prove here that they should be the team that should be feared in the relegation tournament. Yes, maybe both of them never really got off the ground during the regulation season. It's been a little bit of a tough one. Yes, they have 3 wins for Monks and 2 wins for E-LVETS, respectively. But there has been a mix of teams. Monks have gotten themselves W against Whiffmasters, Arctic, Swiss Incredible Rebels. I mean, Arctic and Swiss Incredible Rebels, some of the teams pretty high on the Bacon rating for quite a long this time. Of course, there's Lausanne and there's Servette, but Arctic and Swiss around there somewhere. Always got their wins against Monks themselves. So that's one little tiny upbeat thing that they can be thinking about going into this one. Another win that they got against was Silent Gaming, but they have only 2 Monks 3s. So Monks just one tiny, like it's about 10 centimeters above E-LVETS. Still should be a pretty banging series to watch.
It is, and you're saying that little difference. That's it now. Literally, whoever wins this game will come out on top out of those 2. So no one is safe here. You know, Monks win, they secure themselves at least 7th. They can't snatch 6th away from Whiffmasters just because game differences. Whiffmasters currently on a negative of 9 games won, whereas Monks are on a negative of 20. So unless, you know, this is a best of 30 games or something like that, Jam, they're not snatching that away. But of course, E-LVETS can snatch it away from Monks, and that gets me fired up a little bit. I like upsets. I'm not going to lie. When the underdog comes through and just steals away the victory, it's always exciting, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think specifically the first week, I quickly want to check. I think there were a couple of predictions specifically for the first week. I'm currently going back on this one. has been a while. Jeez, it has been a real while. Both of the teams, well, every single team in the league playing matches against each other twice. Now we're in the 14th week. This has been a long couple of months, but we're finally at the end. E-LVETS can really strike. They did this once to the Monks, but that was 14 weeks ago. By now, Monks might be considered a completely different team. The whole Monks squad, their camaraderie, their play style, definitely they got me cheering for them whenever I saw them playing, and they have that special something that oomph that's stuff. But don't count E-LVETS just yet. It will be as tight as ever. Might immediately go to 5 games, and Bacon, that every single time I'm here, there's definitely 5 games after 5 games after 5.
Oh yeah,
games.
just somehow you do just pull out more games from these series. Whenever you join us, Jam, it always seems to just go that extra distance. So I think it's about roughly about time that we get these players on to the pitch. So I'm just going to type join now, so that they know, of course, and we shall get underway. It's going to be the Monks in the blue, orange for E-LVETS. I like it when color schemes work, of course, and today it's made me even happier. So let's get going here on Urban Central. 5 games, 7th or 8th seed, and it all comes down to this. So fitting of the last week, the 14th week. It is all time for them now, and Monk's already on the attack. Big clearance away from Lepre, but Bad Monk going to buy so much time there, but a brilliant block from Lepre. He's just absolutely getting in the way, stopping what the Monks want to do, which was stalling, and now they're pressured. They're getting the ball downfield, not much control to them. It's Def Monk passing back to Sad Monk. Lepre going to be able to block down through and charges downfield. He's got Arku in the center. Arku going for the demo. Lepre blocked out by Def Monk. Sparks following on through the pass to the middle, but Def Monk handles that perfectly. Pressure still on with the ball towards the center, but Sad Monk is able to bat it away, but for how long? Bad Monk over to the side. Sad Monk follows up the wall and now has time to breathe and shoot.
Breathe, shoot, breathe, shoot. I think for Monks, it's a second nature. Out of all the bottom teams, they're one of the best as really working as a machine, as a unit. Their teamwork is, well, I wouldn't say second to none, but you will be looking for them to make those plays and look for each other specifically. And that's exactly how they can get this over E-LVETS, who, while also trying to figure out a couple of team plays here and there, maybe as not well prepared as the Monks are.
Yeah, Monks definitely a team that have been stepping it up. That was a scary looming open net there, but still 0-0, 1 minute 30. Sad Monk downfield wants to get that all the way. Bad Monk's chasing onto it, but Sparks does so well to put that cleanly to the side. But oh, that pass! Beauty of a hit.
You were mentioning cleanly. I think this is pretty dirty. The little chip that Def Monk sent straight to the center. By E-LVETS standard, nobody should be getting this, but Monk rotate on such short notice that E-LVETS don't even get a chance to react to that ball as Monks clean up the opening. They were working towards that. Those lobs were getting harder and harder. And finally, E-LVETS break down just a little bit, but for Monk, that is enough.
Free. Can't get it fully under control, but unfortunately Monk's not ready for that whiff. Good hit from Lepre now though, as he sends downfield. The fake, amazing coming out there from Bad Monk, but Sad Monk unfortunately putting it back to his own net. Lepre couldn't get onto it. Sad Monk with another whiff, and Arku is ready, puts it towards middle. Def Monk pouncing on it, sends it safely into the corner, and now the Monks just readying themselves in the midfield. The block sends it to the corner with Arku trying to get that all the way down, clear it. We're starting to see this ping pong game come out where both these two teams are trying to play so safe now, Jam.
Monks are, I think, wisely pulling back just a little bit. For E-LVETS, it seems like it's more of a case they can't play more aggressively. Their passes aren't exactly stringing along. And another breakdown in the defense as E-LVETS leave the goal open. Where's Arku? He is being moved out of the way by Sparks. I think we have a mole on E-LVETS' side, and I don't think they will be happy about that one.
Yep, 2-0. A couple of mistakes coming out from E-LVETS has led to them being under in this game number 1. But, Jam, 2 minutes, 20 seconds remaining. Still so much time for E-LVETS to get back into it, isn't there?
Oh, there is plenty of time, and just remembering the Rocketeers. Cup yesterday. I do believe that was where the game went to 6-5. I do believe that was Excel versus French Fries. Crazy things happen. Comebacks from kickoff goals, 4 kickoff goals in a row, I do believe it was. So here the same might repeat. But Monk's currently in a comfortable position, even based on the gameplay. E-LVETS are struggling to string a series of passes, while on the other side, the Monks are starting these attacks. Goal almost appears from another attempt. Great move, moving of the ball from their own half to the other, as E-LVETS once again are not exactly prepared to deal with the Monks offense.
No, E-LVETS leaving little openings in the back end. Bad Monk on the ball. Aku that's blocked off to the side. This needs to be pounced upon, but Sad Monk going to beat Lepre. Lepre ending up with a block, but does not create any safety at this point. Def Monk up into the air, wants to put that straight to the corner, get the bounce back, but not today. Sparks denies so much there. The ball hit down to the center. Lepre looking for the pass, looking for the second hit, and it is absolutely spectacular from Aku.
Definitely the best thing E-LVETS have done so far in the entire game. Passing play for Lepre, who recognizes he doesn't need to do a clear to the backboard. No, there's a player right there. The field is open. Monks are retreating. Set up a passing play. Passing play works perfectly. Just a moment ago, E-LVETS looked a little bit shaky, playing too close, but this quick passing play got them back on track. And with 60 seconds remaining, there's possibility for a second one. There's definitely a promise of that. If E-LVETS can take that, can take a little bit of that momentum, a little bit of that playstyle, and run with it.
Bulls lingering in dangerous place in front of that net. There's the pass. I'm trying to link up with Bad Monk. Maybe a little bit overcommitted here, but has not hurt just yet. Sparks above the ball. So it will make its way downfield, blocked on the mid-line. Aku and Def Monk having a little bit of a cuddle over to the side, but has not hurt them just yet. Pressure being put on by the Monks. They're just looking to keep this ball away from the net. They know E-LVETS can score a goal. That's going to be dangerous. Sparks getting blocked out by Def Monk into the corner and go. Aku putting the pass to the center. Demo from start. Unfortunately, no one to follow up on that ball. And 10 seconds left, Jam. Time is just running away.
There's another pass down the center. There's a goal.
Okay. This just got a little bit exciting. And that is the understatement of the evening, I think, is that such quick reactions there from Sparks and Lepre to find that goal and put themselves safely back into game one. A kickoff goal could ruin everything, though.
I told them to run with the passes, and that's exactly what they did. Sad Monk will definitely want to kill this altogether. No chance for E-LVETS really to bring this back anywhere. And as it usually happens, the first series, the first game, immediately goes into the overtime just to make it a little bit more exciting. I told E-LVETS to run with it, and they ran with it. Another passing play brings them to this overtime. And all that indecision previously happening, I think now is plaguing Monk. They're not always closing E-LVETS down quickly enough, which allows them for these passing.
Yeah, with this many bumps and demos as well, it looks like they're not only running with the passes, but rolling with the punches. 30 seconds gone by. Sad Monk trying to get that over for Def Monk, and it is just fan-bloomin-tastic. That's going to end up being 3-2 in the Monks' favor, as even though the E-LVETS look so scary coming back into this first game, Monks stay on top.
Look at Sad Monk bumping Lepre, the last defender, out of the way. There was an opportunity for E-LVETS to save that, but not with the forethinking of Sad Monk, and he sets up his teammate to make sure that nobody from the Orange squad could get to the ball. That brings Monk to 1 up in a series. That's exactly where they want to be. Currently, already above the E-LVETS in the scoreboard. I'm currently trying to figure out, not far away just yet. I do believe it's now 17 to 80. 18 Monks just leapfrogged E-LVETS on games specifically, but there's still at least 2 more games to play. Monks, still, I loved their style of play. E-LVETS hit them hard twice, but those were some shots that were almost non-defendable. Really, Monks almost couldn't do anything against those shots. They needed many things happen beforehand, not in the spur of the E-LVETS, though. Bravo to them for recognizing those plays and acting on them quick.
Yeah, this is one thing I love about this matchup, Jam, is that a win, no matter what, for E-LVETS here, even if it's 3-2, puts them ahead. Going into this game, there was only 1 goal separating them. So, Everything's on the line. It does not matter how E-LVETS do it today. A win is a win, and will send them into 7th place to finish league play and put Monks back down to where they started. Remember, Monks, really, really hard start to the season, but at the midpoint, they started to claw it back, taking down some of the strongest teams. E-LVETS here have got to be thinking they can do it as well. Ball above the net, and Sad Monk being given so much free real estate there.
You can't possibly allow the ball to hang so much in the air. No boost, though, on the side of E-LVETS, with the exception of Sparks. And the only player able to challenge it in the air doesn't even go for it until the last moment, when it's already too late. Balls going on target. This is a gift for the Monks quickly in the game number 2, as exactly as they would have wanted to start it. Control not exactly in their hands completely. E-LVETS are making their raids known, and right now control is not in the hands of Monks. They can get the ball in for a long period of time to just bring it out in their own half. Another dangerous attempt. They're trying to force it, E-LVETS. And Monks so far guarding their net.
Yeah, Monks really, really being able to hold off. They stay true to the self-defense that they were taught at the temple. Sad Monk trying to get that around. Pop, nice one from Arku, but Sparks and Bad Monk are going to collide, and that is unfortunate. They're getting the ball away now. Lepre blocked by Sad Monk. Going around the corner, Sparks doing brilliant stuff, but Death Monk straight onto it, one after the other. The lads have got a perfect trifecta of pressure going on. Lepre can't keep up with it. Here comes Sparks, does beat out Sad Monk, as that is going to go in front of the net. Death Monk clears it away. It's a big, beefy hit downfield, all the meat in it. But RQ is going to be able to put that away. Dangerous, dangerous hit. Death Monk is able to find the pass, but Sparks, I'm just going to say, his interceptions of the ball, he has been fantastic for the defense of E-LVETS.
He's working wonders right now for them. Yes, they are not elite, and yes, he is partly... Oh, better be careful. Double commit. Arku can save it, and the Sparks already out of the play as E-LVETS concede another one. This started so promising, but killing the ball in front of the net like that sets up so many passing opportunities. Hit it off the wall, bam! All of a sudden you have a perfect opportunity for your opponents, not for yourself.
Yeah, that was just a plain old panic double commit, wasn't it, Jam, there?
Yeah, you just... Well, you want that ball to be as far away as possible, and then you overcommit.
It's a problem every single player faces when they've got their back against the wall. Monks looking so super solid coming into this series. They have done their homework. Ball's going to bounce off that backboard, and Bad Monk is going to clear that away. This is so good for Death Monk now. He's just in front, being able to edge the ball ever so far forward, and it is too far for the E-LVETS to catch.
E-LVETS started their own attack, but the moment it broke down, you could see Monks full tanks of boost rushing to the E-LVETS net, which was already empty. All they needed to do is to beat one last defender, and they did just that. Set up in center field, bam, that's a third one. E-LVETS fought hard and brought the previous game down from a 2-goal deficit. 3-goal deficit, slightly unlikely, but it only just hit the half point of the game, so E-LVETS, well, fingers crossed for them.
Look, they were in a 2-goal deficit in the last game at this point, and they brought it back from that. Add an extra little goal, we'll just see what happens, Jam. That's all I'm going to say. E-LVETS have it in them to do it. They've just got to break the pressure of the Monks. That is the pressure broken down. That's the hit, but no boost from Lepre means he can't chase through. Lined up for Sparks. He hits it off wide. They need to keep this ball down. They need to control that midline. Lepre is going to keep that on the midline. Arku gets it on pass, and Lepre will chase it down. Bad Monk, nice off to the side. Sparks puts on some pressure, puts on the presence, and he puts on the goal.
Well, that's the start for E-LVETS. A good start. Or something. Push through the defense in a similar style that Monk did previously. This time, the E-LVETS had so many obstacles in the way. But Sparks knows how to make it through. Sees that the Monks are not even challenging him fast enough. He was in control through the whole duration of that dribble. And he makes sure that it can't.
I was worried there for a second, but it seems that E-LVETS can weather through the storm. They've got to keep doing that, though. Lepre, he's just trying to hound guys in the back line. Teammates not ready. They're just waiting on back. Lepre jumping at it. We'll get the bouncer going. There's it off the wall from Arku. Here comes Lepre. It's a slow ball, but it's a bouncy one, and that gets it on pass to the net. 3-2.
through a little bit of a mess. E-LVETS gets this. Lupri even gets bumped by Sadmonk, but Lupri, I think, did the best thing he could do right here. Shot off the ground means that all of the Monks defenders need to reach for it, and this is one of the hardest one to defend, even if you're standing straight against it. Here, it was even harder for Monks to make it go anyway away from the net, and bam, E-LVETS all of a sudden within one. Maybe that one goal really didn't matter, and Badmonk makes sure that the third one doesn't come in just yet. E-LVETS want this maybe more than anyone else right now, and they're getting their opportunities. Monks need to tighten up the defense, and right now the defense is falling apart just like.
Yep, it looked so good at the start of the game. The Monks were all in attack, it seems, as soon as the tables were turned. Well, they just did not know what to do. They've lost their cutlery, they have nothing to eat this meal with, and so they're stuck just scrambling away with their hands, and well, it's getting messy. Badmonk off into the corner, wants to get out in front of the net. It is good, but not good enough, as Sparks is able to pull off the save, pulls off the run, gets it in front of net, but Sadmonk ain't having any of it. Arku keeps the attack going. Badmonk wanting to get that away, but Lupri straight there on the midline. They own this midfield now. They want to keep on pressing away and find that third goal. Time is tick-tick-tocking away. Lupri with a shot. It could be the last. It is such a slow, effortless hit. It's still up in the air, so it's still all to play for, but the Monks are looking to kill it. They're looking to send it as far away from their net as possible and make sure that this game is closed on out. Badmonk here will make the block off to Lupri. Can he dribble it the whole way? He's doing well. He's doing so good to get that set up. Monk, though, fantastic hit. He kills it, and Monks make it 2-0 in the series.
Oh, the timer wasn't dying for the longest period of time. I was actually surprised that E-LVETS on that last proper attack didn't commit all the players up front. I've seen Arku deep in the defense. His teammate was also mostly rotating back. If you're in a situation where you need that one goal, commit. Put everything in one basket. Worst case scenario, you will lose anyway. Best case, you go into the overtime like you already did. E-LVETS, though, did keep a little bit of a fire of hope in their fans' hearts, but that dribble was a little bit too hard. Unfortunately, we're left without "this is Rocket League" moment. Monks get their second one, same scoreline. Even more impressive playstyle from him, I feel. Not sure what's constantly happening to them in the second half of the game. E-LVETS just slowly wearing them down, and as a result of E-LVETS getting their chances. But for Monks, really, the plan for next game is absolutely the same. What have been doing is doing wonders for them.
Yeah, all they care about now for the Monks is the attack. Their defense has shown some weakness, hasn't it, Jam? But their attack, oh boy, howdy, that is throughout the whole league play. Their passing plays, their team plays have just shown to make even the strongest teams cry. They've just got to keep it going, and then I think in probably the off season they'll be focusing on that defense. And who knows, maybe they have a good shot to make it top 4 next season, go through the LAN. We'll have to find out, of course, because that is so far away. We have all this in front of us right now. So let's stop speculating and get commentating. That ball, I don't know if that was meant to be fakes or what, but it seems to have got it downfield. Badmonk does pop it up in the air, wanting to stall for a bit of time. Looks to the pass, finds Monk, but Monk finds the free, and that is not what he was looking for.
There's a great setup from Monks. Again, looking for each other, making sure the ball isn't just going straight on the net, but looking for someone. And you can see that the Monks immediately are meeting any of the attempts by E-LVETS to clear the ball in the air. There's defenders in the way, making sure, oh my goodness, that was a drop from Sparks. He tried to bring the ball past the defenders of Monk, and he almost succeeded. So fakes somehow are really effective against Monks. Monks are expecting the real deal, and yet E-LVETS are using a little bit of sleight of hand. Speaking of sleight of hand, Sadmonk just waves his hands, wax on, wax off. This sneaks somehow past the defenders of E-LVETS.
Yeah, I don't know what Sparks was expecting here. Looking at it, I'm just going to quickly hop on. He did have a little bit of boost. So I think it's just impatience there, Jam. They're getting worried, E-LVETS, and it's quite natural, isn't it? You know, when you're 2-0 down in the series, you're a little bit scared. Everything is so desperate. And like I said, this is still a series which if they win, they go up. And it's a lot of pressure for these lads.
Yeah, there's a Sadmonk. Sadmonk the goal stealer. Monks were already pretty much in a great position to increase the lead as a great flying attempt. But Lucru doesn't find anything. The rest of the defenders can make it in time. And Sadmonk just finds a ball belonging to nowhere in front of the net of E-LVETS and puts it on target. For E-LVETS, it has just turned from bad to worse. Add to those nerves, now another surmountable lead. But Monks, with such a lead this early, have been in the lead every single time at the beginning of the game. Quick answer from Arku. And E-LVETS are back on track with this one. Just a great setup. A demolition also works wonders as Sadmonk is taken out of the rotation and E-LVETS claw back in, literally.
Yeah, Arku, he may be leaving the E-LVETS towards the end of this season, but he is going to make sure that he leaves on a good note. He's been putting in some great plays today, but Monks have just been that little bit greater. I don't know right now too. Oh, and this, it's always taken 3 minutes into the game for E-LVETS to start coming alive. They're hitting things early here, Jam.
Ooh, Sparks with that challenge. I thought Badmonk had it. He was in the air. It was his to take. Sparks just had more speed, more boost, and a much better angle to put it not away from the net like Badmonk was trying, but straight on target. A little bit of a curve, I suppose. Monks are getting worn down in the defense, it seems. The passes from E-LVETS are finding those little possibilities, little nooks and crannies that Monks wish their opponents wouldn't find. And yet E-LVETS are aimed specifically at those. Already with a tight game, this is the best E-LVETS have performed so far. Every single goal has been answered, and E-LVETS are looking they want that game 3. Or this is the game 3. They want that game 3 for themselves in games 4 and games 5 as well.
2-2 coming down into the halfway mark, and well, seems like everything is even Stevens here. Off the backboard, that's looking like a great pass, but Sadmonk just did not have the legs to carry him the whole way. Couldn't keep up with it. DefMonk wanted to keep that under his control. The Prince Sparks double committing. Hasn't hurt them just yet, but Sadmonk getting so much time given to him. The pre up into the air wants to just bounce that away, clear it downfield, follow onto it, and hopefully find a teammate. That's not going to happen quite yet. Badmonk onto that, pushes it the whole way. Good clearance though from Arku. He disrupts that play.
And specifically, Monks are looking for teammates. Their clears are aimed at someone and they're supporting each other, not just dumping the ball. E-LVETS previously were really struggling to do just that. Right now, I don't think they're getting the control either. Sadmonk and Badmonk almost getting a reverse pinch, if that's even a thing. But look at how open the E-LVETS defense suddenly is. Monks are retreating, and yet E-LVETS are struggling to make the simplest of the clears and the simplest of the blocks. A little bit more pressure for Monks, and I do feel like the defense of E-LVETS will crumble down.
Yeah, you can definitely see they're playing quite wide with so much space the Monks here. They're good. We haven't seen that many double commits from the Monks today. We can't say the same for the E-LVETS, and it's been really their massive downfall. But the pickup is that these three have all been banging that ball into the net.
Something about that left flank that just is kryptonite for Monks. So many goals have already gone from that side. They're allowing E-LVETS in. E-LVETS make themselves comfortable, and they just know that angle like the back of their hand. It's hard for Monks. Well, really, Monks only need to defend that little sliver that they are getting the ball through, and yet it seems almost impossible to them. E-LVETS, bravo to them. They are doing so well from that opportunity.
For me, Jam, just looking at it, if you notice the Monks, they enter in, when they're on the attack, they go from left over to right, if that makes any sense in their rotations. So they're coming back into the defense from the right, making that bottom left hand so hard to save. And whilst I was trying to come up with such a clever point, DefMonk is just going to see this opportunity and, well, he's going to be feeling clever about that.
What about those attacks and our goals being not defended here? Have an aerial goal beating everyone from E-LVETS on the ground and maybe even in the air. He is solid. Badmonk right now a little bit quiet. Previously he has been really the all-around player for the Monks. And while in this game he has been quiet this series, I think he has been supporting his team just well. And thankfully, Sad Monk and Death Monk are also stepping up. The whole Monk team is just, you can't talk about, almost can't talk about the individual players on Monk's side. You need to talk about them as one single team, because that's exactly how they play.
Yeah, because it always feels with the Monks that not one single player is the star player. There's no one spectacular standout, any given, in the whole team. But as a unit, boy howdy are they good, and they know that themselves. So close to a spectacular passing play. This is just going to go all the way down. If I'm Monks here, I want to get that away. Probably not to the center, not to Sparks, not to Lepre. Lepre, though, could not find the net.
Ooh, that was dangerous. E-LVETS, they had no chances like that before, and ball dropping straight in front of the net. If E-LVETS could read it, that would have been a good buy in a game from E-LVETS. They would like that. For now, it's the second overtime. Previous ended in 33 seconds. This might go for a little bit longer as Monks, well, they only need to find one simple pass. For E-LVETS, though, their passing plays haven't exactly worked out so far. There's still assists, actually. Every single goal by E-LVETS had been assisted so far. Nothing of the likes of the very first game, though, when those cutting plays in field really left Monks guessing as to how on earth could we defend that. Play continues. This overtime has already gone for longer than our very first game.
Lepre waits in buying time, but probably buying way too much. Arku gets off to the side. It's going to be picked up by Bad Monk, who puts that into a very tricky situation. Arku does keep that to the corner, and Sparks blocks it. It's awkward, though. There's the drop. Bad Monk making sure to come back in defense. He was tempted. He saw a little wiggle, but no, he knew best. Get that ball back and safely into your own half, and then build up an attack of your own. Death Monk caught off Lepre. That works, I guess, but was not expecting it. Bad Monk does find Death Monk, and look how close these two are together, but nothing working. The pass out to the center, and well, Sad Monk was just not ready there, Jam.
You are never ready for a pass like that unless you shout at your teammates saying, you take this, you take, oh, I'm going to pass it to you right now. It's impossible to guess that. And Death Monk currently is just trying to do a little bit of solo. Thankfully, Monks went from that deadlock where all of the three players were so close to each other back to a proper wide play where they can at least support instead of get in each other's way.
Death Monk will find Sad Monk. Sad Monk going around the player. Arku clearing it downfield, and Lepre just getting out the way. Bad Monk does hop on in. Pressure booming. Pressure building up. You can feel the explosion coming, but it's just not there yet. So much tension. The up and over. Arku picks up brilliantly, but Bad Monk, he's holding that midfield line. Arku gets it off to the side. Death Monk is there. We'll take this up the wall. He's going for the ceiling shot. Jam, it's so good. It is so good.
It's Death Monk's area. He is strong in the air. He already has scored one like that before. Not a flip reset, but still need a flip reset when E-LVETS are just mesmerized by Death Monk rising in the air and slamming it down once again. Well done. I hope you folks are not disappointed that we didn't have 5 games. I guess I haven't lived up to my hype, but this match, whatever the result was in the end, definitely lived up to my expectations of being a spectacular matchup. Monk and E-LVETS, every single game went to 1 goal difference. 2 of the games went to the overtime. And Monks, definitely my favorite team in the tournament, got themselves yet another win and will finish the league play in 7th place over E-LVETS. So despite this being slightly lower perhaps than they wanted at the beginning of the season, I still do applaud them. Job well done.
Yeah, and I think that is the first spot to last week Lorsain's vet was solidified. We've just had Monks and E-LVETS solidified, so we still have 4 spots left to put in cement. But as you said, that is it for E-LVETS. They finish 8th in the league, and it all comes down to Monks and of course death from above from them. It's just been so unfortunate in that game, but Monks, they did the homework, they did all the research, they did all the training, and it really shows off. So, Jam, enough talking about that, because we have another game coming up, buddy. We have got a fantastic series that is going to be hitting your screens after the break that's coming up. It is going to be Swiss Incredible Rebels and Silent Gaming. So don't go anywhere. Make sure you keep tuned on in. If you really do have to go anywhere, make sure it's to go get a drink of water, because I know you're thirsty for this one. This has been TCS eSports League. I'm Digital Bacon, joined here by Jar Jam. We'll see you after this break.